The first set of the day will be played on Neo Planet S. Spawning in the bottom left-hand position, the red Protoss from CJ Entis, their ace Protoss player as well. His name is herO. Always has a smile on his face when he plays.
His opponent always drinking Pocari Sweat when he is playing StarCraft. Spawning as Green Terran on the top right-hand position of the map. His name is Flash.
For a second there, I thought you said always drinking, implying that Flash is an alcoholic.
No, Pocari Sweat is not alcoholic, so you can't be too drunk when you're playing StarCraft, especially in Pro League.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Pocari Sweat is it's like a kind of like a Gatorade or Powerade kind of drink, and it's from Japan, but very famous in Korea as well. And they also sponsor KT Rolster and SK Telecom.
At the same time. Yeah, I don't think they sponsor any other team in Pro League. So, KT and SKT.
Well, sponsoring two different really big teams is still a pretty large investment, I'd have to say. But Pocari Sweat supporting esports, so if you're ever in Japan or Korea, go support them.
Now, KT Rolster did send out Flash as the first player, expecting him to get multiple kills. So that's what Flash needs to do. Getting a kill against herO, he needs to think of it as a given to him at this point and get 2 or 3 kills, possibly an all kill. He has a winning record against herO, 2-0 in StarCraft 2, with the recent match being January 22nd, round number 2 in Cloud Kingdom.
So that was a long time ago, but the map Cloud Kingdom, we did see some good TVPs on that map as well.
Now, for herO, if he can take out Flash, it doesn't matter if he gets only 1 kill because he took out an ace player from KT Rolster, and that's all he needs to do today. Getting a multiple kill after getting Flash would be nice, but his main focus should be only winning set number 1 at this point.
Look at Flash, man. He is looking for those that proxy play. He was moving around his natural for a little bit. I actually thought for a split second he may put down some type of proxy building there.
Yeah.
But then he's like, no, I'm just scouting, don't worry about it. And he's looking all over the map here, but he will go to his opponent's base.
We might see something building over here, actually.
You're right,
because
actually.
That's a different path that the SCB does not go in.
That's a factory, man. So we are going to see some proxy play from Flash after all here. Here we're going to go for an expansion pretty soon.
It actually worked both ways. One, yes, he did scout around for the proxy, but 2, he was hiding the SCV until the very last second to put down the factory. Yep. Now, it all depends on what herO decides to do behind this. He goes for an expansion, which means that he is going to take some damage from the factory units, whatever it might be.
It's going to come down a lot to the energy of the Militia Corps. How much will it have when this timing attack comes?
And when the Robo also goes up, because most likely it's going to be Widow Mines at this point.
I would have to agree. It's most likely going to be Widow Mines. People get the Robo up so fast after getting their expansion. And, something to note here.
Starport, so it's going to be a drop inside the main base. I don't see a Robo going up, which means that the Militia Corps needs to scout the third base right now. He is scouting at the natural, trying to see if there's any Marines or SCBs covering that area. But Flash is just building the factory over there for herO.
What?
He's going to scout it.
Is he going to find it? Oh, he's going to find it. Oh, he sees it. Oh, no, this is terrible for Flash. And I think he spots the Widow Mine as well here.
Okay, so Robo going down immediately behind us, and yes, herO is going to lose some SCVs because Flash is being so aggressive, but as long as he doesn't lose too many SCVs, then he's going to be fine.
herO, he has a Stalker out right now, killed the scouting SCV from Flash. There's a few Marines on a wall at the home for Flash as well. He can expand behind this, which is what I anticipate he'll do. The second and third Widow Mine are going to be on their way here. Marines moving across the map as well, so this may be it's going to probably be a double-pronged attack at this point.
Yeah, he needs to commit to some type of attack right now because his opponent went for a really early expansion, which means that those Widow Mines, even if they get 1 or 3 probe kills, it's not enough. He needs to deal some critical damage against his opponent.
The probe's been sniped as well, so herO knows about these extra Marines heading his way. The Militia Corps has enough energy for that Nexus cannon. We have an Observer on the way, but it's not complete yet. And there's 2 Stalkers out here that theoretically can micro against those Marines there, as long as the control from herO is good and not split up between the main and natural defending against these Widow Mine drops.
Now there's more Widow Mines dropping right now. Trying to go for the drops. Those are clumped up and gets taken out before Widowmine can get a shot on the probes.
Very close. herO with some clutch micro here, but still he's losing a lot of mining time to this attack here. Behind this flash, grabbing an expansion. This Widowmine, it's up, and a lot of probes being killed off here. This is a bit of a miss micro, and some of the Marines go down, but the dropship dies as well. herO defends.
That's all that matters at this point because Flash is so behind when it comes to Econ Wars. Remember this, he just started building his command center, which is about 70% done at this point, which is so much late compared to his opponent herO. And herO behind this, just to be safe, he's building 2 cannons, 1 at each base.
Yep, that is playing a bit too safe, I feel, here. I mean, he defended against that drop well, but the thing is, herO doesn't know that the factory and Starport are flying away.
And he's not losing any more probes. Flash is trying to make something happen. He's going to burrow over there, but get taken out easily.
herO does defend. Only a total of 7 workers have been actually killed there. I expected maybe a few more, but excellent defense by herO. He did scout the factory. That allowed him to get a little bit more time defending as well.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to see how Flash tries to stabilize throughout the mid-game, because he is kind of far behind in supply at this point.
He is far behind in supply, but at least he didn't commit to it completely, because what Flash was doing was making SCV constantly behind this attack. But even then, he is behind in 10 workers.
Yeah, he is. 10 workers is a pretty significant amount at this point. herO grabbing an Immortal behind this, getting a second Forge as well. So he can go for the double upgrades.
Double upgrade, really solid build, especially if you know that your opponent is slightly behind. Just get the upgrades faster, and you have enough units to defend back at the main base.
Yep, the Terran player simply can't punish you at that point.
All herO really needs to worry about is some medevac timing from his opponent and just transition into mid to late game easily from here. But he also needs to make sure once he starts taking the 3rd expansion, he needs to have the units all around the map, because Flash, he has amazing micro. He could drop multiple locations at once easily, so herO needs to be on top of his game today. So far, he's been doing fantastic against the Widowmines.
Yeah, and also just continuing the trend that you can't proxy that efficiently in Pro League, because players will almost always scout it. No matter what happens, they just happen to see it.
You know, that was just like a routine move saying, you know, Flash might go for this, so I'm just going to double check and see if he's putting down the factory over there. And most of the times it goes unnoticed because it doesn't matter, the observer doesn't scout it. But most players do it 90% of the time to make sure that their opponent is not proxying.
All right, well, the Stalker is going to actually scout this 3rd base go up pretty fast here and may even delay it a little bit. Flash moving some units over there to defend that base. The Stalker does scout that fast 3rd. Will herO decide to go for a 2-base attack, or will he go ahead and take an expansion?
We do have 5 gateways coming down, so
there's the answer to that question.
We don't have a range for Colossus being started, which means that it's most likely going to be some timing. And look at this, more gateways being added on at this point.
So 2 additional gateways just popped up there, I believe. Flash, he's behind, so he's playing greedy to try to catch up with his opponent. But the problem is, herO is saying, I don't care. I'm just going to go for a 2-base all-in. And that's pretty much the perfect way to deal with this style of play from the Terran.
Yeah, and actually getting up to 6 gateways might be a little, a little standard, I have to say, for a Protoss player, because they take the 3rd bases a little bit later these days. But against a Terran player who goes for a really fast 3rd, herO decided to get 2 more gateways down, and nice force fields cutting off a lot of army from Flash.
The engagement was excellent for Flash until the force fields went down. He was able to pick off one of the sentries, and now he's going to try to boost out of here. At this point, Flash, he has to delay, and it looks like herO is going to end up taking 3rd base of his own. He put up a lot of gateways, but all the signs pointed towards a 2-base timing, but I think that with herO realizing that Flash was already around the map, going to be mobile, he couldn't deal with that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do it, especially if there's 3 medevacs full of units moving around the map and you're trying to go for a push. Flash is going to destroy your natural nexus and the main nexus at the same time, so it's better to play a little bit more safe, take a 3rd expansion right behind this while gathering up the Colossus count and teching into Templars.
And also, look at the upgrade situation for herO. He's already going for the 2-2. Well, that medevac's low on health, does not want to get hit a few more times.
Yeah.
His charge is already done, or almost done, and his Templar Archives just about to be completed. We're seeing continued probe production now. He's getting that 3rd Nexus up. I'd actually say that Flash has done a good job equalizing this game, though, because he's now up, 21 supply over his opponent, and he pretty much got that 3rd base uncontested.
Yeah, do remember that herO was trying to punish that a little bit. He could have gotten the third base much earlier if he didn't want to go for the push by throwing down the 2 gateways. And Flash has been doing a nice job scaring his opponent with the medevacs full of units going around the map constantly, so that forced herO to take a third base. By any means, he's been doing a nice job by playing the safest as possible against Flash, but that does allow Flash to come back into this game a little more.
Yeah, I'd actually have to say at this point, Flash, besides the upgrades, he's in a pretty solid situation.
Yes.
When the 2-2 finishes, though, and the Storm finishes, that's when things are going to get kind of dicey for Flash.
Before that, Flash can try to hit a timing because that's up to 5 Vikings. He has a lot of Bi army right now. So herO, once he spotted that with the Observer, he needs to start warping in a lot of units. The Storm is almost complete. The Templars are already out on the field, and the 2-2 is finished.
The 2-2 completes. This Colossi is pretty much bare here. The Stalkers aren't going to be able to save that if Flash continues pressing forward. And, you know, there's a few Templars here. He's going to need excellent storms here. And the Colossus taken out here. There's not that many units out for herO, though.
Yeah, well, first storm goes down. Nice storm on a lot of the units, and that does scare away Flash. But all Flash has to do is attack into the third base. But there's another Templar waiting over there.
Perfect
Flash
storm.
Not paying attention with the micro. Perfect storm, like you said. This storm, not so perfect, storming his own units, but it does scare away Flash.
The supplies right now, still Flash is ahead. He's continuing to make more units. herO is catching up right now, though. The upgrades are making a huge difference, as well as that storm. Flash doesn't have any ghosts right now. He doesn't have a solution for the High Templar, and unless he can trade really efficiently here, he's going to be fighting a losing battle.
Yeah, even if he kites all day long, the upgrades doesn't help him a lot. The storms do not help Flash at all at this point, as herO, he's going to have easier time defending against Flash's unit. What I'm kind of disappointed about at this point, no 3-3 starting for herO.
Yeah, he is a little bit behind on the upgrades here. No doubt the gas counter for him isn't as high as he'd like it to be. He did get Storm really fast, though, if you think about it.
Well, he was focusing on getting a lot of units out after seeing the unit composition from his opponent, but all herO wanted to do was...
the High Templar out of position!
What?
1, 2, 3, 4 going to get picked off there for about 1.5
That allows
storms.
Flash to micro all day long.
That could have actually just costed herO the game here. We're going to have to find out. Flash moving toward the third base of his opponent. Excellent storm going down, hitting a lot of those units. Big reinforcement, but the pylon gets picked off. And herO, it looks like he's going to lose this third Nexus. Flash will simply run away now. He's done the damage that he needs to do, picks off most of his units, and he's going to boost out of there. hero's supply blocked as well.
I'm so kind of baffled that herO allowed that to happen.
It
shouldn't have happened at all with the unit composition that he had with the Templars and the Zealots warping in at the third base.
herO, I think he's forced to do a big attack now, but you know, he's got a lot of Zealots, but that's about it. He doesn't have those High Templars anymore. We have a lot of Zealots moving towards that third base, though. This is going to be, I think, the last-ditch effort for herO here. If you look at the supplies, Flash, you know, he's pretty far ahead. Excellent force fields go down. Will Flash allow them? Now there's a Colossi out as well to join the fight. herO has another storm added into the army, and the supplies are very, very close right now.
So now herO's just trying to equalize the damage, but he could also end the game if Flash does not micro carefully. That's the situation that Flash is in right now. He's running the SCVs away from the third base, but that does allow herO to trap the army from both locations.
With some extra reinforcements, Flash could go for potential surround here. One storm goes down, the Colossus dies, and the rest of these units are going to pick off. Flash defends.
I don't know what herO was doing with the Colossus. That was just running around, just walking, saying, hey, look at me, I'm over here, you should be scared of me, but it wasn't attacking the units at all.
I also, look at herO's position there. He allowed himself to get completely surrounded for free.
Yeah, he was trying to surround his opponent's army with the Zealots and everything, but the Colossus not attacking, and his surround at the end wasn't perfect as Flash had his reinforcements out.
You know what, herO, he's continuing his Colossi production. I don't think he has the range yet, though, which is...
No, he doesn't.
That's a little bit concerning there.
He's starting right now because, you know, like I said before, he was just trying to bait out as much Vikings as possible early in the game, so when he switched into Templars, he was going to have a lot of Vikings, which would be completely useless against herO's main army composition.
herO, he is getting his 3-3. It's almost done. It's got maybe another minute or two left, but... You know what? That's all the time Flash might need here.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of units over here. Time Warp goes down.
He needs perfect storms on Flash's army.
Excellent storms go down, but are they going to be enough? The rest of herO's army has been completely killed off. Now the Archons, they're going to die here. There's like one Colossus out, and I think this may be lights out for herO. He's going to lose this third base at this point without a huge reinforcement there. He's making a lot of Zealots right now.
But that's not going to be enough because that's a lot of Marauders and Marines. Even the probes getting pulled off, but the Nexus goes down.
Once again, the third Nexus is killed. Any Protoss player knows that if you lose your third Nexus against a Terran player, you're going to be put in a really tough position. And, you know, continued Zealot run-bys from herO here at the third base, but we haven't really seen them do any real significant damage to the economy of Flash. And these Zealots right here, they can do a good amount of damage, but obviously Flash is like...
Flash doesn't have to
fight
it.
He's like, peace out, man.
Yeah. He doesn't have to fight it. All he has to do is, like you said, peace out and then just gather more army. Look at this macro from Flash.
Ridiculous macro.
He's just making a lot of bio units, and even if herO takes us out, there's going to be a lot more reinforcements. Look at this, doubling the army count for Flash as this reinforcement joins the main army, and that's going to be lights out for herO.
The 3-3 is completed for herO, but that doesn't even matter. Flash, he's not too far behind on upgrades at 2-2. The last Colossi taken out. Now the natural under fire from the majority of Flash's forces, and you know herO, that's going to be a GG. Game number 1 going to Flash. You know, his opening, it didn't work out for him, but there was a few crucial mistakes that herO made, and that allowed Flash back in the game.
Yeah, I mean, yes, trying to go for the push and not committing to it was a little bit of a mistake that allowed Flash to get even with herO, but it was a nice decision by herO because he calculated that it wasn't going to work out in the end. So, you know, you might call it a mistake, but it was just decision-making from herO. The biggest mistake is losing those 4 High Templars because once those were gone, no Storms, which means Flash, he's not worried about any AoE damage from herO.
Yeah, losing those 4 High Templar, most of them were really high in energy as well. There was like 2 Storms for, I think, at least 3 of those High Templars. So imagine having 5 or 6 more Storms in your army. Like, that would have made a huge difference without any Ghosts out, and herO could have potentially won the game if you had those High Templar.
That was just really unfortunate. Everything was working out so well for herO today, except one crucial mistake, and Protoss crumbles.
Yep. That mistake costed him the game, so CJ now, they are down 0-1 against KT Rolster. We're going to find out the next player being sent out from CJ Entis. Who is it going to be? Could it be Bong? Yes, indeed it is going to be Bong.
So they're going to try to take out Flash again by sending Bong as the next player. Of course, Flash's weakest matchup is TVP, but it's so solid that even if we say it is the weakest matchup...
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's his weakest matchup, but saying that that's his weakest matchup is... It's like saying, well, he still has like a 70% win rate across the board or above that. So the score currently 0-1 in KT Rolster's favor. When we come back from the commercial break, we're going to have Bong versus Flash. Don't go anywhere.